How to build a photography business in 2025 without burning out. Most photographers don't burn out because of their camera. They burn out because of the chaos. The biggest lie is you need to say yes to every gig. And I tell you what, I've said that for years. Saying yes to every gig, it's a tough scenario. It's just tough. I hate to turn away work, Through the years, it's probably gotten me into a lot of things I didn't want to get involved in. And then if you're really good with people, you start to build relationships, and then you get to a certain point and you're like, whoa, I'm in too deep. If you're not really passionate about a subject, I would say no to it. Unless you're helping out a friend or family or someone in need, or you're doing something pro bono or something like that. But it's tough to continually do work that you're not interested in. I highly recommend not doing that. It will help you get to a burnout state, let me tell you. But if you're doing things that you love to do every day, how could you get burnout from that? If I'm shooting things that I love to shoot, how could you get tired of that? For me right now, it's architecture and travel. Those are my two things. But I come from a background of wedding and portraits. So guess what happened? I kind of got tired of shooting weddings. I'm okay with portraits still, but weddings is a really long day, and I don't know. It's just not like how I like to spend my Saturdays. Define what success actually means for you. Like, you should physically write it down on a piece of paper, or in your notebook, or in a computer file, or something where you're gonna see it in 6 months down the road, or a year later, or 2 years later, so it can help snap you back into reality if you start going down the wrong road. Money, time, creative freedom. Those are three big things I'd be looking at. Money, of course, is important, but time, tell you what, people, you gotta figure it out. If you're spending too much time with somebody and it's not worth it, cut them loose. Just saying. Creative freedom is nice, like for me right now, I'm shooting architecture, interior design. I work with a lot of builders and designers and realtors now, but I have all this gear still, and I love to travel, so of course I'm going to take some bomb travel photos and videos too. I'm working on some YouTube stuff. The 3 pillars of a sustainable business: clarity, boundaries, consistency. Clarity is good. If you can't learn how to be clear with yourself about your goals and your, what you're offering, it's going to multiply towards people that know that you're a photographer and they want to hire you. I can't tell you how many times I've had people say to me, hey Tony, do you still do family photos? Well, it's like, of course I do, especially for my friends and family. I just don't advertise it because I've done that kind of work before, and to me it's kind of like working on weekends. I mean, it's tough, but maybe if I would have gone back, just shot like families during the week, then maybe it would have been a little more tolerable, or weddings. But I just don't like working on the weekends anymore because I usually work all week. I just come to find that out. I work all the time. It's like the weekends, I can have a little time off. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? What did I do to regain control? Oh boy, I've done this several different ways, but this kind of goes back into positioning. A lot of people start their photography careers as a part-time thing. So it's nights and weekends, and I did that certainly, for quite a long time. What you need to figure out is if you get to the point where, wow, I'm a professional photographer and I'm doing this thing, but I want to kind of venture into something else, then you need to start doing that on the nights and weekends, just like you did photography. So it takes a little while to figure out how to make it all work. But if you're passionate enough about it, if you're clear, if you're a hard worker, if you figure it out, which is really my number one thing, is figure it out. If it's too hard to figure it out, boy, I don't know what to tell you. Call me. I can help you figure it out. Maybe I should talk about boundaries for a second too, because it took me a long time to figure out boundaries. If you had clients that call you at 11 o'clock at night or text you, and then they're going to email you something, and then they're going to, it's like, no, wait, you email me. Maybe if it's an emergency, you text me. But I tell you what, some people, including people in real estate, who will text you at any moment of the day. My advice is, if it's a Sunday afternoon and you're having dinner with your family and you get that text, don't text them back until Monday morning, period. Consistency. Consistency is big with so many different things too, One thing I'll think about right now with consistency is having a consistent message and what you're doing. Having consistent quality or better, or constantly trying to get better. And another thing that I think that's important with consistency is publishing things online. And this is something that I try to work with because it does take time, So say like if you're a photographer and you shoot and you either edit or you have an editor, and then you have your clients that you have to manage and you've got all your stuff going on. But to show, what you're doing so people stay interested in what you're doing, you have to publish on, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever platform you like. You're not going to really build much of a following. I'm not saying you need to have a huge following either, but just like a small crowd of people that are interested in your work and who can potentially refer you to others that are looking for good quality photography work. You gotta stay consistent. What I did to regain control, I think it's positioning. Positioning with what you do, with who you're with, what you're interested in, It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a little while to work on positioning. And I've done this several different times. I'm gonna suggest a book to everybody right now. It's Seth Godin's The Dip. It's basically like this. Why would I go out and spend $10,000 in snow gear if I really wasn't super passionate about it? Go get passionate about something and then invest the time and money into it. But at first, you just have to kind of dip your toe in the pool and see if you like the way the water feels. My whole idea with the photography space is to give something back to photographers who I've seen struggle with so many different things. It's like, yes, they can take photos and yes, they can have a business, but are they annoying as online? Or something I highly suggest as well, don't get too wrapped up in the latest gear. That was me for a long time. And I'm here to tell you, your clients don't care. Some clients might ask you what kind of camera you have. They're just making chit chat with you. Okay, so if you're ready to start building a photography business that you love, hit subscribe and follow along. Tag a photographer who needs to hear this.